let's start with the trailer roundup. We got so I guess before the break, before we decided to just take time off, there was a Superman trailer that happened. It's going to be the new direction that DC's going in. They're going to have a new. They're wiping the slate clean. They're starting fresh, and I think this is the first movie that they're going to go with. And a lot of eyes on this. David Corenswet is playing Superman, who is, I think, relatively unknown. I've never heard of him. But it's a stacked cast. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Rachel Brosnahan is in this as Lois Lane. So it's pretty cool. So we finally got a trailer. Everyone was waiting for this. Before I get into my thoughts, Chris, what did you think of the Superman trailer?
It's another Superman movie.
Oh boy!
Is this the one? Is this the one that's going to launch everything into the next stratosphere?
Yeah, supposedly.
I don't know. I mean, I hope it does well. I mean, I'm curious to see it. I think it was a very nice when they premiered that little teaser there on Instagram where he's just flying.
Oh yeah.
And he's got the retro costume and everything. I thought that was very effective. So it's definitely got my interest. And like you said, stacked cast, and it's got James Gunn. But I tell you what, the last time I saw a Superman movie, I fell asleep in the movie theater. So,
oh boy.
If this one can keep me awake the entire length of the movie, it might be worth watching.
I just want to say, I'm not a Superman fan. I mean, me and Darren were talking a bit about it. We're not Superman fans really at all. So, for me to even say that the trailer looked and got my attention is very, impressive for that. Because I don't care about this character at all, but I'm kind of down to watch this movie. It looked that good. And I gotta say, hearing the Superman theme and knowing how iconic that is to people, seeing the costume and how bright it is, I think I'm just glad that the DCU is moving in a direction where not everything has to be so dark and drab, and the colors have to be black and brown, and because I feel like that's what it was before. Everything was just super dark and it had to be super edgy. I feel like this is a nice little direction. James Gunn, of course, did Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like we're going to see a little bit of that influenced in here, but I'm down for it. My favorite part was when he called the dog and the dog ran at him, and the fucking avalanche was happening behind the dog. I was like, oh shit, that's really cool.
We got a super dog going on, I think.
Yeah, Crypto the dog. Will Reeve apparently is in this. So that's a cool little callback. I don't know, man. I'm excited. Darren, what did you think of the overall trailer?
To be honest, it's it does feel like a fresh take on Superman. To be honest with you, it's like you said earlier. You and I, as we were chatting, I'm not really a big fan. I saw the original TV series back in the day, and I was kind of into it. I never got into Smallville. I never got really into any of the latest movies or anything like that. Man of Steel, couldn't be fucked with it. It's not really my jam, and that's to each their own. But yeah, this does really feel like a fresh take on a again, an iconic fucking superhero, right? Yeah. And the way they kind of did up this trailer, I don't know, gave me I want to not like it because I don't enjoy that Superman franchise, but I can't help but not like it.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel. Yeah,
it reeled me in. So yeah, it's perhaps enjoying Superman again, if you like, with this new take on him. And one other thing that kind of surprised me is Nicholas Hoult. You mentioned he's actually the villain in this, and I've never seen him in a movie where he's a villain. And I've watched this kid all the way from Skins in the UK when he was doing a show called Skins. All the way to doing a bunch of other movies, and now to see him portraying a villain, it's going to be kind of unique. I like this. I like these villains that I'm seeing as well. I don't know who they are, mind you. You know more than me, no doubt, but. Also the fine details, again, kind of the original costuming and stuff like that. Everything looks really cool, fine details. That makes a movie for me. You see good effort going into it. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
and I think I'll definitely check it out. It might be a theater check out,
Maybe just based on the cinematography and stuff. I think
the special effects. I think it'll do it more justice, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I think superhero movies should be watched in the cinema.
You would say that.
The one thing I can't get away from is when he's walking in the street with his glasses and his Clark Kent get up. He looks like fucking Tony Khan. He looks like Tony Khan, dude.
That's tremendous.
I see it.
I was like, what the hell's going on? I remember seeing backstage, behind the scenes pictures of that scene, and like I thought he looked like Tony Khan then, and then when I see it play out in the trailer, I'm like, oh god, like that is what I saw.
There are. It's tough when you see the superheroes get their ass kicked on screen. They almost have to do it in a way that their image is still protected, sort of like in wrestling, right? And you hear guys like The Rock putting into their contracts like, I can't be seen on screen losing and stuff like that, right? Like, it makes you realize that a lot of these things...
What an asshole.
Well, that's what I mean. So when you watch this trailer and you see Tony Khan there, looking like a complete geek, it's kind of like, that's your boy. You're kind of doing him dirty for a moment there,
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, Tony Khan. It was just that one shot, though, of him walking. Because then when you see him later at his desk or something, like at the Daily Planet, it didn't look that bad. So I was like, okay, that shot's just horrible. It should get out of the movie immediately.
I'll still...
He comes across...
Yeah, sometimes the timing is completely off. They don't even mean to do stuff like that. And sometimes it is done on purpose, but it gets a different reaction, right? Like I'll say in X-Men 1, when Sabretooth launches Wolverine across the ground and he just drags across the snow... Yeah. Dude, I was in the movie theater. People laughed. Like, that was funny. In that moment of a battle where your baby face is face dragging across the snow. It's just funny, like the angle that they shot it from the top, and you just see Hugh Jackman's body going across the screen. It was just really funny, and people.
I get this feel though that he like, just going by the body language, like from what I'm seeing, he looks really socially awkward.
Yeah, and I don't know enough about Superman to know that if that's like a Clark Kent characteristic. Like, I don't know if that's something new that they're going for, because realistically, he acts very Peter Parker-ish, if anything. It's like,
that's what I was thinking. I kept thinking Tobey Maguire fucking Peter Parker. Yeah,
it's like
that was where I was like,
it's like this jittery, like, really reminds me of Andrew Garfield's portrayal of Peter Parker. But like, I don't know. Yeah, I could be wrong. It could be a Clark Kent thing. Again, we're not Superman fans, so we don't know how deep it goes. But yeah, I don't know. It's something to look forward to. It could just be something totally unique to this movie. Maybe it's just what they're going with. But
yeah,
it's interesting, man. I think for the first time though, like I was never interested in Henry Cavill's Superman, right? Man of Steel. I never cared to watch it. I never cared about any of it. This is the first time where I'm remotely interested in this character. So I'm like, I'll try to see it through. I want to actually see what this will be about, because the one thing that Superman's supposed to represent is hope. I get that thing in this movie got from Henry Cavill, right? So if it's doing what it's supposed to do, I'll check it out. I'll give it the time of day. Why not?
I like that.
Attaboy.
I think just by referencing some of the music and just using that imagery and having more of a sort of retrofit look to everything, I think you really are doing. This might be sort of a love letter to the traditional Superman movies from the Christopher Reeve era, but sort of for today's eyes. So yeah, there's a lot of familiarity in that trailer, but I think it's done like that on purpose to sort of trigger the new fans, but also maybe bring back some of the old stuff. And it's a lot. It's a very busy trailer, but it's a lot quieter in sort of the story that sort of previews that it's going to be telling, right? But I think it's the right thing to do. And again, let's just take this movie by movie. I don't think you need to create an entire universe around it until you milk it till there's nothing left, right? But hopefully they prove me wrong and they can stay on track and release a good movie. But no, Batman's always been my boy. You know why? Because Superman heals himself because he's got too many superpowers. I always hated that about him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're too unbeatable.
Well, that's why I hate. I don't
got
like
too much stuff going on.
There's nothing really. But, it's like Goku, but if Goku had no equal opponents, like it's like you're undefeatable, dude.
Superman's going to eventually get the W. Although to be fair, Superman's taking some L's as well.
Well, it's a simple life for him, isn't
Superman is dead.
It's like kryptonite. Yeah. Better stay away from that. I'll go that way. You know what I mean? Fuck.
I hope it's a tightly knit movie. I hope there's no outside, or at least not too much outside bullshit in trying to set up the next one and all that. Because in the trailer we see Green Lantern and Hawkgirl in it, so it's like this isn't the only hero in this movie. So we'll see what kind of role they play too. But like, yeah, I want this to just tell a good story. Like, it's been a long time since Superman has had any kind of screen time, right? Like, I think the last one was in 2016 or shit. So,
right. And do you want a 12-episode Netflix exclusive Lois Lane side story?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Green Lantern.
What about Hot Girl? And who's the other guy?
I don't want anything.
Green Lantern.
I don't want any
Green Lanterns
stuff.
had stuff.
Even for characters I like, I don't want side stuff. I know.
But we want your money. How do we get more
the
of
game.
it?
Give me your money.
I want more of your money.
I was gonna say, like, when was the last time a Superman fucking video game ever came out?
I don't know, but you should check out Superman 64 if you were looking for a good one.
If you guys like this video, be sure to check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. Go even further and subscribe to Podcast Fresh wherever you listen to your podcasts for new episodes every week.